Are you thinking about purchasing a home in 2024 or maybe the end of 2023 in Brevard County, Florida? Before you jump into that, I highly suggest that you watch this video in its entirety, and I'll try to make it quick and simple for you so you don't get bored and I'm not rambling on. I am a real estate broker with Elite Class Property Management and Real Estate Company. This is my company. I've done over 200 plus transactions alone by myself in the year of 2023, both on and off the market. When it comes to this market in its current condition, I think that it's highway robbery. I'm gonna come out and say it. I am not happy with where the current market is, and I will do anything in my own power way to change that market. Now, we the people are in control of the market, okay? It's not the interest rates or this and that. I mean, the interest rates do affect it drastically, but we as homeowners and home buyers are actually who are in control of this market. So right now we're seeing prices at a historically high rate. Interest rates are moderate, considering the life term of the history behind mortgage rates. But then we have historically high insurance rates for the state of Florida. We're projected to see another 40% increase on top of that. And in addition to this, we have taxes higher than usual. So with all of that said and all of these prices where they are, for example, I went to go look at a house. I fell in love with the house. It was over $300,000. I ran the numbers, and the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance with that home purchase price, a little bit over 300,000, and minimum down, it came out to 3,300 plus. Now, that property also had a lien attached to it for solar panels, and the homeowner was asking us to assume that. And it's like, what? That means that a $300,000 house would have cost me almost $4,000. I'm not buying a fucking $300,000 house for $4,000. Are you fucking crazy? 2-3 years ago, we could buy so much more for $4,000 a month. I'm not sticking myself into a home that's of comparative value to my current home and then gonna end up in a hole if the economy shifts drastically, or there's a huge market downfall or correction, whatever the hell you want to call it, and whatever happens. For me, being able to financially support yourself and your family is more important than anything else. You should have a foundation underneath you, whether that's renting for a few years or just staying put where you are. You have to figure that out yourself. No one's going to be able to figure that out for you. And honestly, not even your financial pros are going to be able to tell you, hey, this is what's going to work for you. Only you are going to know that. And if you don't know that, it's probably time for you to sit down and look at your bank account and figure that shit out. Start watching some YouTube videos or contact me. I actually teach how to become more financially responsible for yourself. And I have a lot of people that do this professionally as well that can help you further than I can. And they're affordable. I think that in this market, buyers, if they are going to be buying because they have to, or that's just their decision, they don't give a fuck, and they can afford it, they have that free capital and they're not worried about, losing their job or anything or a hardship. Which is going to happen regardless, but if they're not worried and that's what they want to do, here's some tips to defeat and deflate this stupid market that we're in. Number one, I would have to say is go ahead and ask for full seller concessions to a maximum. Talk these people down on their prices drastically. Ask for all of their liens to be paid off at closing. Sorry, that was 3. So that was 1, 2, 3. Number 4, inspect, and have contingencies for everything. If you are going in for financing contingency, you need to ensure that your financing contingency is through the life of that agreement. You do not do a 21-day financing agreement and then a 45-day closing. You do a 45-day contingency and a 45-day closing. You keep it the same, okay? This is going to protect you as a buyer, because if something happens and you're just not able to afford it when it comes push to shove at that very last second, you can talk to your loan officer and they can usually end up canceling the loan because you're not able to close because of a financial circumstance. And you're able to get your escrow money back when you have that contingency in place. Sure, the homeowner could fight you and tell you that, you're a piece of shit, but then they're going to be stuck in a position where they can't do anything because you're going to end up doing what's called a lis pendens, aka suit pending on them, and you're going to cloud their title, and that's going to be publicly announced, and then they're stuck and they can't market their property, and if they do, they can get sued, and especially if they sell it and they kept your stuff. Additionally, FREC has to get involved, and there's this whole big thing that comes with that, and they don't want to do that in this market. They want to get out, right? So, sure, they can fight you, but you're going to fight them back. buyers have to be aggressive now because we're going more into a fair market. Inventory in September 2023 alone ended up seeing in general, 35% increase in the rental market over the span of September 2022 to 2023. Inventory doubled. Okay, that to me is signs that the market is shifting in the buyer's favor or a more fair market favor. So what I'm doing is I'm letting sellers know, hey, your price is too high. Hey, your price is too high. Hey, your price is too high. And they get sick of me. But I'm going to tell you, if everyone starts doing this, eventually the market is going to listen. And they have to, because no one's going to buy their shitty fucking houses that are the same as ours. They're only actually worth $150,000, at the end of the day. Sure, inflation this and inflation that, but we the people are what caused the inflation. And nothing else really had that much to do with it. It's us, the people. We are what creates everything. Okay? So if we don't want the inflation, we gotta deflate this fucking inflation. We gotta fix the market ourselves, okay? And being more aggressive as a buyer and being more realistic as a seller is the only way to overcome this. So if you have to buy right now, that's what I recommend to do. But if you don't have to buy right now and you're just looking for an upgrade like me, like I was planning on upgrading because I want to expand my family and I want my family to have a little bit more space so we all have our own privacy, and this way we can all decompress in our own spaces when needed and just have enough space for one another and activities. And then I was going to sell this house because that's just how I am. But I've decided that that's not in my best interest because of the mortgage payment's going to end up being between the $3,000 to $4,000 on most of these houses that are on an average price. So my thing with this is by staying put, I'm actually saving myself more money and I'm saving myself a headache and I'm saving myself all of these issues, even though I really love this house. I am losing out on that, but I'm telling the seller, hey, your price sucks. Sorry. Lower your price, pay off your liens, and I'll buy your house in a heartbeat. Right now, I have a pre-approval. I'll come over and I'll sign the papers today. You lower your price to what I can actually realistically afford and the market can realistically afford, which is within that 2,000 to 2,800 range. And I'm more than happy to work with you. I'll get it done. I'll close it. I'm serious. But I'm not going to sit here and put myself into a hole because you ended up agreeing to a $60,000 lien on your property for solar panels installed, when that's not even my responsibility to take on that. That's something you wanted, so you have to take on that. That's not my problem, that's yours. You needing to leave is not my problem, that's yours. Okay? And I think people need to have a little bit of reality check right now in this market because sellers are thinking that their homes are fucking gold and they're not. I would be upgrading by 300 square feet. This house that I'm in right now is the same quality standard interior design wise, and I have a double lot. This home is valued at the same price as that home. But I bought this one 2.5, 3 years ago for $165,000. You think that I'm going to justify buying the same exact property for more than $300,000? No. Come down to $290,000, $300K. We'll shake our hands and we'll call it a day and we'll move forward with the transaction. But I'm not taking on your responsibility of attaching solar panels to a home. Next time, just don't do that. Because even though solar panels do have their benefits and there's a lot of credits and all of these other aspects that come with them, in reality, you just agreed to a $60,000 lien when these solar panels are not even worth that much. Sorry, you got scammed. And that's not my problem, that's yours. And I'm not being rude by saying that, it's just a reality, okay? I didn't put solar on my fucking house because I know how the fucking scams work. And this all goes hand in hand with one another. So if you're going and you're purchasing a home and they have a solar panel on them, make sure that they're paying that shit off in full. There's no assumption of loans. There's no, not today. Not in this fucking market with prices historically high and interest rates still on this moderate fucking level. Not happening. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let your realtor talk you into that. Don't listen to the realtors that are saying, buy now, you can refi later. Because also, listen to this. If there's an economy change and you end up buying your house and in the next 30, 60 days, I'm not saying this will happen, but this is why I haven't done it. Because I remember the early 2000s, how quick that shit happened. It happened quick. When it happened, it happened. So I am not going to end up stuck in this situation where I'm paying $300,000 for a house, and then bam, market changes like that on me, and now my home at 300,000 is actually back to the price of where it was or should have been originally, which is a 240, 250, and now I put the down payment of 3.5% on an FHA loan, and I need a refi. How am I going to refi? The appraisal's coming in at 250 and I bought it for 300. I only put 3.5% down. Guess what? In order to refi, I have to come and make up the difference at the closing table. And if I'm having a hard time financially, I am not going to be able to do it. I'm probably going to end up losing my house in a short sale or a pre-foreclosure sale, which is not profitable. Investors love those, and they're sharks, and they'll come after those like freaking just do like Jaws. So be smart right now when you're buying. Don't be stupid. And as a seller, don't be greedy, because I'm going to tell you this right now, the market's not doing it. You're dealing with buyers like me in the market now. I am not putting up with that shit. If I see a house is not worth it, I am not buying it. And I will let you know to your face that your house is overpriced. This is what the monthly mortgage payments are estimated to be. Right now, the mortgage that you're paying is $1,400. You're asking me to pay 3 times that almost. That's unrealistic. Don't even. 2.5, 3 times that for the same house. We literally have a house that's identical to one another, except for that house has 300 more square feet and it has a little bit of a better location than mine. But mine's still prime location, is in a school district, so there's no like offenders in the area, which is great for my children's safety. But you know what I'm saying? I think that as a seller in this market, the best thing to do is to go in under market value, because you're going to end up driving in more offers, driving in a multiple offer situation, and you'll end up happy at the end of the day. Now, if you end up going on the latter side thinking, my house is gold, my house is gold, my house is gold, you're going to end up in a situation where you're in that fucking predicament and now you can't sell, or you waited and then the market shifted like that, or something fucking happened and you waited too long because you're waiting for the top dollar, but in reality you lost all of that difference in price by paying those monthly mortgage payments for, the 6 to 18 months that took you just to get down to the price where you should have just originally listed to, which was $20,000, $30,000 less than where you listed originally. Less is more in this market. Less is more. So if you guys are interested in home buying in this market, please contact me so I can help you understand what the financial risks are associated with it. I will gladly represent you, and I will gladly represent you on the market. All of our properties are selling. All of our properties are being purchased. And if they're not, we are making sure that they are getting the best dollar amount and then moderating them so they do sell. We are not selling anything. Like, we're selling everything. Like, bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. Okay. So, but also we're being realistic with ourselves and the buyers of today's market and the actual market conditions. So if you're looking to get something sold, contact us. If you're looking to purchase something, contact us, because we'll go over everything with you in detail. If you want to sit down and talk about what the buyer's monthly mortgage is going to probably end up being, so you understand the fairness in this, then contact us, because we're all about creating a more fair market so everybody has a win-win, rather than one person winning and the other person losing. Because in reality, when one person wins and the other loses, we're just creating a shittier fucking life for the generations that are coming underneath us, and that's fucked up. I'm not about that shit. I'm good on that. Like, I'm all for living the lavish luxe life and living your best life and living and doing what is like the best for you and having money and being able to live more freely, but taking advantage of the younger generations and the people who are now able to buy is not the way to do that. There is much easier, simpler ways where you're still in a win-win situation to make that money. So contact us. We also do commercial real estate and management, community association management for retail and offices. So anything at all. My phone number is 201-952-4665. We are happy to get you into a situation where you're pre-approved and in a plan where you can purchase something inside your budget or plan accordingly. We're not going to sit here and tell you that, oh no, now's the time to buy, or, now's the time to sell. We'll actually help you analyze your situation after we sign the paperwork. So I will talk to you guys soon. Best of luck in this market, and let's get to creating a fair market for our community. Peace.